What's going on? Is we live? Wait a minute. Did I take the what's the name out? Welcome out. This is the remix morning show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Thank y'all for tuning in. We are here once again to give you this, that, and the third. I didn't put the intro on because I was doing some stuff, but we're going to do it like this morning. Thank y'all for coming out. But I can't do this by myself, so let me introduce you to the queen, Jackie Lukman. I know that's the original sample right there for that raw bass. It's called
Really?
Space. Yeah, it's called Space Dust by the Galactic Force Band. Yeah.
Wow. Now I got to hear all of the other offerings from the Galactic Force Band because
I know, right? That's the only one I ever heard.
I
I
kind of
was,
I kind of dig that because that was very much, the creepy undertone is like, who pushed the live stream button? Hmm.
I know. I pushed it, but I forgot to. We was having a meeting or something, and I took the intro part out because no, we did the what's the name? The afterthought. Get ready for that, y'all. It's coming on Patreon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ah.
we did the
Mhm.
afterthought, and I had to take the intro out. So
Ah, okay. Mystery solved. But that was
it,
good mystery music. I like that.
it
Yeah.
was very
Mhm.
Scooby Dooish.
I think I would like to have that playing for me sometimes.
Okay,
Other than
it's
like a royal kind of entrance, because I mean, people are, I understand people are expect that kind of thing,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But no, I would like to be surrounded by an air of mystery sometimes too.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah.
you know what we can do? We can try it like this.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's the move. I don't know if that's the dance to go with that. You like one of the white women out there that just be like doing this.
You can tell I've been to too many damn
Yeah.
the stadium metal concerts with
Yes,
with
that was that dance right
with
there.
consuming white people. Like,
Oh my goodness.
oh, there's like 15 people off to the side. Everybody's
My goodness.
there's a mosh pit 6 feet that way.
So we started it off as you seen the thumbnail, Rob Bass DJ Easy Rock, Joy Pain, It Takes Two. So RIP to both of them brothers.
Yeah,
I'll get into a little bit of their history on one of the breaks, but yeah, that song right there had us on the dance floor, like big time. It takes
yeah.
two because in that
Yeah,
time
right.
you had
Yeah, yes,
yeah,
yes.
it was
Hmm.
mainstream because it took a lot of the rap was just like it was cool, but I guess more the dance rap would be Kid and Play, Salt and Pepper, and that whole camp. But when he came
Hmm.
with that song, oh my god,
Oh, that was that came out like in the period when boys started to just kind of stand around on the, you would go out to a show
mm,
and boys would just kind of, or go to the club, and men,
mm.
are just, they're just kind of standing around waiting for the women to come up,
Oh
and
yeah,
but all that stopped. And
mm.
Rob bass gets played, and all the brothers are like, oh shit.
We- Yo, we used to be in the form a circle and just have people get in the circle and just start dancing, hyping them
Yeah,
up. Man,
that's when going to the club was still fun. But I think that was like the song after that it was like it wasn't just, innocent kind of fun anymore. Because even
mm,
even and I'm not huge on this anymore as much as I used to be, I guess, and I'm not sure why, but even the lyrics were like nothing that you had to be like
mm-mm.
on the dance floor and you're like, what the hell did they say? Oh
Yeah,
my
nah, it
god.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was I'm the best MC. We gonna come here, have a good time, and party. That was what it was about. I got
Yep.
the flyest clothes on. I look better than you, so get your game up.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean, you know, I mean, it
Yeah.
was braggadocious rap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that a lot now, but they just put a little bit more into it of just
Yeah,
nastiness.
it's like personal.
Yeah.
And um yeah.
So when I put that thumbnail, I was thinking about health. I know we've been talking about health all week. We started off, I believe, Tuesday talking about the stuff in the braids, the extensions that cause cancer, and let's begin with a C. But any carcinogenics. Yeah.
Oh,
So we so we was talking about that, but I was just thinking like, damn man, 50 years old, this cancer is getting crazy. And I was wondering what do you do like to work what type of workout? Because me, I go to the basketball court and then I dance while I'm DJing. And I'll be DJing for hours. So it's just like straight. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, you're always moving, and that I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, folks who have those kinds of realities where they are pretty intensely physical a few
Mhm.
hours a week. Like if you got two or three DJ gigs a week, you
Yeah.
don't have to work out.
You ain't lying.
You
Especially when
kind
they
of
be
don't,
like 3, 4 hours.
right? Unless, of course, you're eating all the cake from.
Cake. Yeah, yeah.
But
Now,
yeah, I mean, being active after I got to tell you, being active after being a power lifter, that was hard. That was
I couldn't imagine.
yeah, and it's because unless you are prepared to train like that again, that's something you can't go into half-hearted either physically or mentally. So, kind of finding a good workout balance for me after doing that really intensely for 4 or 5 years,
Mhm.
um, and then not doing it, and then having all the stuff that happened, and like really not able to lift the weight that I lifted before because I haven't been consistently lifting. I couldn't lift,
Yeah.
because of the surgery I had. You couldn't, they were like, for a year you better not lift too much over 15 pounds,
Mhm.
so that was just out of the question. So now, after all that, it's finding out again what's the best thing for me to do.
Mhm.
um and I still have my Planet Fitness memberships, because you can't cancel those things. I
What?
think you sign those contracts and
For
blood
life?
would stay. I don't know how, but every time I've tried to
Yeah. Yeah.
but but
I was
yeah, but now I walk Kamathi. I have a half rack
mm,
and weights downstairs. I do a few deadlifts. I don't. It's nothing serious. It's just for to keep my knees feeling good and to
mhm.
keep my back feeling strong, because now I have arthritis in my spine.
Mm.
So it's walking is a lot of walking, and for most people who are not extremely unhealthy, really walking and lifting a few weights, and I'm not even talking about anything serious like
Yeah.
powerlifting. I mean, like 30, 45 minutes in the gym twice a week, doing 15, 25 pounds, 35 pounds, dumbbells, that kind of thing, light on the machine weights. That's all you need. That
Yeah.
really, most people, that is all you need, because mostly, this is something I had to admit after I dealt with all of my own health issues. A lot of our health issues can be, they're not traced back to our diet, but a lot of our health issues can be improved if
Mhm.
we're more careful with what we eat. I'm not saying everybody should be vegan or vegetarian.
Yeah.
I'm saying we need to watch our portion sizes. That is a big part of it, a big part.
Mm.
We don't even understand
Hmm.
how much food we are consuming really is a problem, because American portion sizes are poison size. They're trying to kill you in those restaurants with all
Yeah.
that doggone food.
How about a buffet? Like that
I
shit right
mean,
there is that's gluttony.
look, I
I don't
look.
want to ever see a Christian in a buffet. I'm gonna be like
See,
gluttony.
see, you know that the people get annoyed when I talk about religion, but you do that, and you make me, and you
I ain't gonna
make
go
me
there. I ain't gonna go
say,
there. I ain't gonna go there. But what I'm
no,
saying is,
you
what you
already did.
going back to what you're saying about this American diet, and it's
Uh-huh.
like we've been taught that we got to have 3 meals a day. I don't know if that's correct. Then they say you got to have small sizes, small scent. I don't know what's what. We definitely need to get a health person, but everybody's dietitians always talking different. So I don't know what's what. For me, next week I got to lose this stomach.
What stomach?
Oh, you don't see it right here because I got black on. You know
You
that's
got
how
a
we do.
girdle on?
Spanks.
Did I tell you guys how excited I was when Snakes came out? I was like, no more girdles.
Yo, so I'm doing fruits and liquid again. I'm doing that for like as many days as I can go until I'm like, you know what? So I usually get at least 2 to 3 days in, and then I'll be like, all right, I need to eat. But
Yeah.
it's amazing because you look great, Jackie. You slim down, and I know you. The good thing is, like you said, with the dog, you have to get up. You have to get up and get out. I was mad when my kids got a fence put in the back. Now they just let the dog out and just run around. I'm like, "Yo, what happened to walking around the neighborhood with the dog?" But the dog did attack another dog, and the dog did get
That's
attacked
why.
by another dog.
That's why he's in the fence
So,
because no, but I learned when I was learning how to do this is why the people at Fresenius, um, the place where I learned how to do hemodialysis at home,
mm,
they taught me all about nutrition. Them and my dietitians at in the transplant program, they really prepared me or tried to prepare me for how my appetite would change.
mm,
And they told me everything, and they're like, it's very important that you pay attention to your diet because this is the thing. And this was when I was on dialysis. They're like,
mm,
well, this is the thing that this is the thing that messes a lot of people up on dialysis because they will not control their diet. Because while you are on dialysis, depending on how unhealthy you are, you may have to go on a very restricted diet. That is
mhm,
why one of the reasons so many people hate dialysis so much, other than how terrible it makes you feel
mhm,
when you do it at the center. And we talked about that, a few years ago, how awful that is and how much more gentle home hemodialysis is, but the diet for kidney patients is incredibly important
mhm,
because if you eat a bunch of stuff you're not supposed to, you might as well not be doing dialysis. So
mm.
it's that's how I learned about portion sizes and like fine, you like a good bologna sandwich, and they're like, that's fine, have a bologna sandwich, but have two a week.
Mm.
That that's
It
it.
is moderation there, right? When it comes
Yeah,
to
they're
the
just like, we're
majority
not
stuff.
going to tell you not to eat anything. There are some
Mhm.
things that you absolutely can never have, like grapefruit as a kidney patient.
Oh.
Never, never, ever, because of the chemicals that interact with the
Hmm.
drugs. That,
And
you
see, for
know,
some people, they say that's so healthy, and it's really about body type. Because even when I talk to people about being vegetarians, vegans, then you talk to somebody like, "But what's your blood type?" Because some blood types require maybe for you to eat meat. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely
who
depends
told
on
you that?
different people. Different people that have different blood types. They always say you have to get certain amount of protein that you're not able to get from other stuff, so you got to eat meat. That's what they said to me. I was
Who
like,
was they? Who was they? Dr. Sebi?
a
Who?
number. No, no, no. Dr. Sabi says don't eat none of that bullshit. He's like, he's on this alkaline diet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
I remember
mm.
what was so bad. No, listen, I went to Dr. Sabi's lectures back in the '90s, and it got me on a healthier path. I might have not. That's the thing. You take certain things from people, but you ain't got to follow the whole damn thing. Like, big up to my girl Kim Brown.
Hey,
What up?
Mm.
Morning. Good morning.
We talk.
Morning.
Yeah, we talking health and diets and stuff like that because
See,
of Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
see,
Okay. Did they pass because of health and diets?
Cancer.
I,
Well, I'll get into it more on the break, but yeah, well, Rob Bass just passed from cancer, so that's
I
not
mean,
really diet, but it might be
yeah,
because of what you're eating. Because we got to think about all the different cancers that could be in these meats.
what about the water and the soil and the
That
air?
too. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know exactly what it was, where how he got cancer. I just see don't start this.
I mean, I always when I don't like, I don't know, Kim. How do you feel? I don't like telling people. I don't like telling people what to. I like when people ask me, "Hey, you were a weightlifter. Tell me what's the best thing for me to do." I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that because that's universal for everybody. You know, building your strength is universal for everybody, and that's true for people who have limited physical ability. That's true for women, men, femmes, masks, children. I encourage kids to get in there and start lifting some weights and learn how to punch your bullies in the face, and for elders too, that
Mm,
strength training is good for everybody because it's good for everybody's
yeah,
bones.
because you lose
Diet,
muscle mass.
I don't like telling people what to eat because I don't want you in my plate. Because I knew as a power lifter, the amount of protein I had to consume, well, there was not enough protein powder in the universe and protein bars, and I had to be consuming that stuff 24/7 in order to consume the amount of protein I needed to build up my muscle to compete. You understand? There's an equation there that the only way you get that amount of protein, and every serious power lifter knows this is true, that the protein supplements are a supplement. Your main source of protein is food. It is food, and it's a lot of meat, but it's also a lot of high protein vegetables too. So, but I know that a lot of people, I've had issues with folks. Well, I lift weights and I'm a vegetarian, and I was like, okay, but I said power lifter. It's great that you lift weights and you're a vegetarian, but you can't compete against me
Mm.
as a vegetarian power lifter. I'm gonna wipe the floor with you.
Kim,
You can't consume that much protein from plants to be able to compete. So I don't like to tell people
I
what to
don't
eat.
know about that because rhinoceroses,
Mhm.
elephants, all these different big ass animals that's mass strong are vegetarian.
They are vegetarians because of where they were created to
Yeah,
live.
that don't got nothing to do with
And
it. But
and
what
their
I'm saying is
biblically
the
don't have
diet
anything to do
still
with it.
because the diet still is what you're saying. It's a plant
No,
based
but
diet.
but that is something. As an animal, they almost don't even get to choose. And by the way, those animals have been known to attack and nom nom on human beings in desperate situations. So cut
But
it out.
that's getting
You're
away
you're
from
not an
the
elephant. You're not a buffalo. You're not. Yes, I've heard that before. Buffaloes are strong and they don't eat meat. You're right, but you get in the way of a buffalo and he will take a chomp out of you too. So that what animals eat is by design. They don't
yeah, that
choose
I
it.
get that, but I'm just saying it is
We
a plant based diet.
we are omnivores. We can choose to be omnivores,
Hmm.
and we can choose to be whatever else. But animals, not so much. That's just what their habitat is. That's
So
it.
the only thing that I shame people for consuming is soda and high fructose corn syrup beverages, right?
Mm.
I I I have no opinions about what people eat, but when I see like people our age still drinking Coca-Cola, I'm like, what are you doing?
Mm.
What's happening? Is everything okay at home? Why are we still drinking Dr. Pepper at
Shit
50?
is
What's
this shit
happening?
is liquid gold. That's why.
I mean, it's so terrible for you though. It's so bad.
It is. Let me tell you, Dr.
It's
Pepper is
awful
the
for you.
best.
It's so
It's
terrible.
And whenever you get a stomach ache, what's the first thing everybody say to go
Oh,
drink?
ginger ale.
ginger
Ginger
ale.
ale.
But ginger ale's
Hey.
not soda. Ginger ale's not
Oh,
soda.
please.
Ginger ale is medicine.
That bullshit.
Right. Ginger ale is medicine. Don't you mess with
That's
me.
that
Have a bad
bullshit.
headache on a Sunday afternoon.
Soda.
Go in there, turn the lights on, and turn the lights off, and go get a ginger ale and go lay down.
That's it.
Go lay
That's
down
it.
under the fan.
That's that bullshit right there. But we be doing it. And the funny thing is ginger ale ain't even got ginger in it. Unless you get a
Well,
certain type of ginger ale. Ain't no well. They came out
no,
and said
no,
it.
no. I
Oh,
was
okay.
agreeing with you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
was
yeah.
agreeing with you. Well,
Cause like you gotta go get the right ginger ale that's not like the regular schnapps or whatever the fuck that is.
Look, the sister on TikTok showed us how to make the ginger. She started her own ginger bug. She was like, "Yeah, it's time for me to start a new ginger bug. I want to make some more homemade soda." I said, "Like bookmark. What are we doing?" She had the piece of ginger unpeeled. She cleaned it. She said, "Wash it. Don't wash it with tap water. Wash it with distilled water." And you put it in a mason jar or whatever, and you just keep feeding it with sugar. I'm assuming she used raw sugar, though. I'm not sure if she specified. And she said after a few days, you'll start to see the bubbles, and you just keep feeding it, and that's your ginger bug. And then you can start to add strawberries, you can add lime, you can add whatever you want, and then you've got your own homemade soda per the ginger bug.
nice.
When the last
Nice.
time y'all looked at the pyramid, the health pyramid here in
Never.
America?
High,
That shit is
elementary
the
school, middle school,
Yeah, I was about to say.
that shit still got milk and cheese at the top. I'm like, really?
at the top. Cow's milk.
Yes. I'm like, really? That's what we need? Like, man.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. They changed them's them Bamas that's putting the UFC cage in front of the White House
Oh
next
no.
to
Next to the new
next to the torn down.
Wow, next to the torn.
They
Listen, the ghetto. It's the ghetto. I still need to go down to I need to go to the DOJ building and see Trump's face on the fucking building. I just have to see it in person. I've seen the pictures, I've seen the videos. I feel like I have to see it in real life.
You know, it feels very much like me and Abdus's favorite one of our favorite shows was Man in the High Castle. And if you've ever watched that show, you understand what this feels like. This feels very Man in the High Castle is a show based on Philip K. Dick, one of his stories, one of his books. And it is based. No, is it Philip? Y'all correct me with one of those white sci-fi authors. I think it was Philip K. Dick. But anyway, the premise is: what if the Nazis had won? And the story goes through Nazi occupation of the United States, and the United States is split between the Axis powers, who in this alternate universe, it's an alternate universe story, who in this alternate universe won the war, and the Nazis and Imperial Japan, because remember, Imperial Japan were fascists and they were on the side of the Nazis. They split the United States as, spoils of war. So I think it's the Pacific, the West Coast that is occupied and controlled by Japan. The rest of the country, no, something like that. But anyway, there's a like a green zone or a yellow, whatever, a forbidden zone, like in the middle where all of the rebels live. That nobody lives in occupied territory. So that's all I'm going to tell you about the premise, because I don't want to give anything away. But the imagery in that series kind of obviously recreates the influence of the real Nazi era and their propaganda. So you see a lot of these, the leaders in these big ornate pictures with their faces on the big banners on the sides of buildings. And when I saw the first one they did on the Department of Labor, I was like, oh God, just very, very Man in the High Castle vibes here. Just very
And somebody Shimatsu said, did the Nazis really lose though?
Lose.
point. That's the point.
Right?
That's the point.
Oh
Yeah,
man, because your
that's the
boy is
point.
right in the White House right now.
Yeah, kind of like the South. They like we have always said the South didn't lose.
Yeah, facts, but
They didn't lose. They lost the battle, but as you can see,
the war is still going. Yeah.
mhm.
All right, ladies. We got a comment the other day asking could we do a little bit more news. We've been chatting about this, that, and the third. So I guess what y'all think about that?
I'm with news. There's
All
no
right.
shortage of news.
There's
There's
not. There's not.
news
And
aplenty.
and I had to explain to him that sometimes we just need a laugh. Sometimes we just need to, this isn't a news show. This is actually news, culture, and politics. So we talk about a bunch of stuff.
Can I tell you?
Mhm.
So when my mom's around, I end up consuming things that I don't normally listen to, like
Mm.
radio or commercial radio. Let me say that because
Mhm.
we are WPFW fans over here, but commercial radio I usually don't. Mama had on the DL Hughley afternoon radio program.
Mm.
Would y'all like to know what DL Hughley's question of the day? Would you like to
Oh,
know? Can I please tell you what the question of the day? DL Hughley, very serious question. Want to ask everybody, call us up 1-800 blah 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 blah. Should Kevin Hart apologize for jokes told by another comedian at his roast? Give us a call, everybody. Is it fair that Kevin Hart should be made to and
That's
look,
news.
DL's like the woke nigga, right? Like they called
Mhm.
DL to be on TMZ to come comment on some black shit. Like DL's supposed to be like the thinking, like the serious comedian. You know what I mean? The nigga with glasses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga serious out here.
Yeah.
That was his question of the day for the people. I'm thinking, as the country falls apart before our very eyes, as
We
black
still worried
people
about
are
Kevin Hart.
down bad out here, should Kevin Hart apologize for a joke told by another comedian at the roast? I said, we done, baby.
Well, welcome to the Remix Morning Show, everybody.
So wait a minute. So I said that to
What?
say, chat, I understand. I hear where you're coming from. Yes, you would like to hear more news, but baby, the
Mm.
alternative is hell. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell. Hell.
It is.
Hell.
It is. It
yeah,
is.
pretty much.
Um,
But okay, we'll
big up to
depress
brother.
you on demand. All
Yeah.
right.
Big up, brother Jamil, sending in for 99. I
Hey,
want to
brother
rock
Jamil.
right now. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. So let's take our first break and then we're going to get right into it.
Joy. Pump it up. Pump it up.
And
Pain,
pain,
Keep it going. Keep it going now.
sunshine, yo,
What else? What else?
and
rain.
rain,
Give
Sing
it
it
to me,
now, God's
Father.
children.
Okay.
joy.
Pump it
Hey.
up.
Oh,
Pump
I
it
guess
up.
I need to get. I got caught up in the song. My bad. All right. Remix Morning Show. We'll be right back after this
Damn,
break.
this jam though.
It's jamming, yo.
Oh my God.
Let's do it like this. Remix on the remix.
My intellect will protect what you threaten. My intellect will protect what you threaten. My intellect will protect what you threaten. Captain to lieutenant, even take cadets in. I take them all, risen to the power four. Don't fear no other force, I'm redefining your hardcore. The folklore you spread down over tracks. Got you gasped on some shit, may I suggest X-Lax, relax. Your whole perception seems to be distorted. In my dimensions, fake refugees get deported. Jokers be like biting each other's style so much it's eerie. So many deja vus, but can't no other crews come near me. It's weary. My brothers couldn't hold this if they grasped it. Confessing to Jesus or even tried to master it. I passed it. All the levels of your mere mathematics. I'm on some astrophysics, on some leaping on your tactic. Triple bypasses, you cruise slow like molasses. While I am ass cream like Jackie Kennedy on NASA.
All right. Let me take you to a time and place. Let me take you back to the year 1996 with the group Poor Righteous Teachers featuring the Fugees. The name of this album is The New World Order. The name of that song is Allies. All right, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, donate where, blkliberationmedia.org. Yes, Go get you some fly merch and represent. All right, and share on your social medias that the remix and Black Liberation Media is where you want to go to get that real deal. All right, that's it. Let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Look at that head nodding going on over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very nice.
It's on that Alchemist beat right there. Is that
Very
Alchemist?
nice.
Yeah, was that Alchemist or Havoc? I think it was Alchemist. But yeah, good album by Poor Righteous Teachers. Big up to my Trenton family. You know, I said my mom taught Wise Intelligent in school.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes.
Was he a good student? Did she talk
I
about him
don't
fondly,
know.
or did she never mention it?
His video Rock That Funky Joint came on and she's like, that boy in my class. That boy was in my class. I was like, all right, word. Yeah. So all right, let me get out the way. Y'all need any help on this news? No? Cool.
Help? What kind of help?
What would that mean? I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Remix. What kind of help? What kind of help? I always need help. I need
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of help. To select a help, I need the help. What kind of help we talking?
Select the kind of help that you request.
I need all the help. So, dear doctor, you can help us to step into the news if you don't mind. Good morning. Top of the morning to y'all. I like top of the morning. Shout out to the Irish. You know what I'm saying? The Irish come up with some, they got some nice phrases. Top of the morning to you.
And top of the morning, does it have to be top of the morning? I'm not interested in top of the morning. I'm happy with somewhere in the reasonable period of the morning. I'm with the full sun. I don't need the top of the morning. I don't.
Good morning to you.
No, I don't want the top of the morning.
I like the Irish goodbye.
What's the Irish goodbye?
You leave and
without speaking. I thought that was just me leaving. This is me leaving. This is me leaving. I don't say bye to nobody. I'm gone. Bye.
Everybody knew it was past my bed. Yeah, I thought everybody knew it was past my bedtime. What you mad about?
Man. You know, all the socialization, all the like courtesy and manners and shit. I don't have energy for none of that shit no more. Do you, Jackie? Like, I mean, I speak. Hello, I will say hello. Small talk, absolutely forget about it. That's no chance in hell. Hi, how are you doing? Okay, good. Nice to see you.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm in this house, where I'm gonna be later, a little bit later on the day, with my new garden shoes from Temu in my garden. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's my social meter is. I think it's gone. I think Kimathi took it and hid it because I don't know where it is, so I can't gauge my social. I don't have a social meter anymore. I have just been, I've been isolating myself, and I feel like I kind of need to for a minute. I'm not. I don't want to do big crowds anymore. I don't, and I want to go to a bunch of shows. Like I want to go to it, but when I think of all of the energy that it takes to go to a show now.
Jim Carrey said that solitude is seductive.
Oh.
Too seductive. Yes. When you think about it, when you actually have spent time all by yourself, it's like, hold up. I'm sorry, you expect me to go out there and people again? No, I don't think so. We're going to keep this peopling to a minimum. But because fuck people, but not y'all people. Remixers, we love y'all. And please, and I think I speak for everybody when I say this. If you ever see any of us out and about, you can come up and say hi. Even me, I'm the extra weird one. You can say what's up to me.
Mhm.
but be cool about the shit. You understand? Don't come up to. I do not. I do not do bullshit. So there's that. But anyway, it's the Remix Morning Show. Today is Thursday. It is the 28th of May. Month moving right on along. Just a quick celestial heads up, remixers. This Sunday, the 31st of May, will be the second full moon of the month. Ergo, therefore, making it a blue moon. What is a blue moon? When
Woo.
there are two full moons in the same month, the second moon is a blue moon. So be looking up towards that blue moon on this Sunday. So just a little something to, look forward to. Take the kids outside with the telescope. Look up.
I thought you
Look
was
up.
talking about the beer.
I know you would, because nobody
Yeah.
taught you anything in your
Mm.
Catholic school
Mm.
in New Jersey. They didn't teach y'all shit. They taught y'all the litany of the saints, and that didn't really help you.
So is the blue moon the one? I'm a bad witch, by the way, that I don't know this. Is the blue moon the one where I dance under the moon naked and turn into a werewolf, or is it the red
Ooh,
moon? Is it the
ooh,
blood moon?
blood
Because
moon.
this existence, I'm tired of it. I just I want the werewolf transformation
I
right now.
I don't want you shape shifting out here,
You
Jackie.
don't?
They'd be like
Why?
a werewolf in Anacostia. It's like,
And how would that be any weirder than every other thing that goes on? And I mean, granted, it's not New York, but I
what was the
mean,
movie? A Werewolf in London? I never saw it. John Landis, I think, directed it. But
oh,
anyway,
that's a classic. That's one of my favorite werewolf movies. Love it, love it. But anyway, yeah,
well, let's do what our bosses told us to do. They want us to do some news. Do you have any news at your
I
fingertips?
do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Cause what the hell, man? uh this place, this country, and listen, I am using this phrase in the worst. No, you know what? No, I'm not going to say that again. This place is a raging dumpster fire, um, a trash heap. More people are going hungry now than at the height of the pandemic. Oh, more people in the United States are going hungry now than during the depths of the COVID-19 pandemic 6 years ago. A survey released Wednesday by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found higher levels of food insecurity than this year than during the summer of 2020, when the coronavirus outbreak sparked double-digit unemployment. Well, there's is anyway. The New York Fed
Mhm.
periodically asks Americans whether they're having to skip meals. Get, don't miss that. The Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank, periodically asks Americans whether they're having to skip meals. Y'all, they've always known that we are poor. They've always known we're struggling. They just want to keep a lid on how they can keep the rage at our poverty that they're imposing on us contained. Oh my gosh. Having to rely on food donations or receiving federal assistance to buy groceries, replies from the most recent survey in February show hunger is a more pervasive problem now than at any time in the last 6 years. Amy Brightman, who runs the Golden Harvest Food Bank in Augusta, Georgia, has witnessed the growing number of families and children in need of food. We have some distributions where people are sitting in 2 to 3 mile line the
What?
night before distribution starts. They're sleeping in their cars to get food. The New York Fed survey from February found that nationwide, 10% of families reported missing meals for lack of food, and nearly 16% relied on food donations. Among families earning less than $50,000 a year, rates of food insecurity were about twice as high, with nearly 20% forced to skip meals or go without. The Community Food Bank of Central Alabama, which serves 12 counties in the state, is moving into a larger building to accommodate the increased need. Food insecurity could be your next door neighbor. When gas costs a little bit more or food costs a little bit more, or they have a repair on their car or a medical bill, that takes away what they might be using to spend on food. There's this bullshit about the K-shaped economy, with a growing divide between the haves and the have-nots. What do you mean growing divide? This country designed, it created this divide. Oh my God. While many households are doing fine, who, other than the rich, other than the really, really, and economic activity overall has been expanding at a solid pace. This is a lie. That is a lie. Overall, what does that mean?
What's the source here, Jackie? What's the outlet?
This is WAMU. This is NPR.
Oh, NPR.
Which
Incredible.
can be, yeah, little liberal, little too easy on the empire. NPR can be. Because this bullshit makes no sense. I don't know why they would even put this in here, because they know it's a damn lie. Large segments of the what economic activity overall has been expanding at a solid, but what kind of large segments of the population?
Jackie, the stock market is at 50,000.
Okay. Right, that's right. I forgot. Large segments of the population are facing high levels of economic insecurity and financial strain, and consumer sentiment on the whole has dropped to low levels. This is an economist at the New York Fed who wrote this in a blog post. So this is the way. I'll give you the link to this article so you can read the rest of the silliness yourself. But look at the way the people who are allegedly studying and discovering and shocked, oh my God, and how many more people are hungry now compared to COVID. And the New York Fed is like, oh, all of these people are suffering from hunger. And their response, the way they describe it is, well, everybody's not doing this bad. I don't know what's wrong with these people, but yeah, they really are doing bad. But it's not everybody. So the people who are gathering this information about spreading hunger among the American population still prioritize a booming economy and stable incomes and people who are doing well. That is the capitalist narrative. That when they talk about the economy, they're not talking about working class and poor people and how they're doing with their wages and their salaries. When these people talk about the economy, they're talking about corporations, business, and what Kim said, the stock market. The Fed is not talking about the people in America who work to create all this wealth doing well, because the rich don't work to create this wealth. The working people do. The people standing or sitting in their cars in 2 to 3 mile long lines, sleeping overnight, waiting to get food. The economy for those people's economy is non-existent. And the Fed is never going to say that, because the Fed polls these people, but it doesn't poll these people to do anything to help these people. The Fed represents the capitalist interests, not the people they're polling. And it's a damn shame that in a lot of these places, even that are mentioned in this article, where they're talking about these deep South places where this phenomenon is spreading, these people voted for this. These are the people that everybody is pissed off at, talking about this is why y'all niggas didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris if you had voted for her. If people did vote for her. But people who voted could not outvote all them Bamas who voted for Donald Trump. So turn your ire to them. So this whole thing, it was why I did not know that the Fed did these surveys on hunger. I didn't know they did these. I didn't know that this information came from them.
Did it, but I know there's a off year census or off year information collecting, and I can't remember what it's called. It's like the American Family Consumer Survey, but it's sent out by the government, but they don't send it. It doesn't come out at the same time as the census. But anyway, so they usually kind of ask those types of questions. I didn't know the Fed did such surveys, so that's kind of interesting that they do. I guess they, just want to monitor the poverty and just see, how much poverty is out there. Where there's a lot of poverty because,
Oh,
any person who ever had a employment associated with this federal government is struggling, right? Like people lost their jobs, even people who are enlisted in the US military get food assistance, right? Get food stamps. And for regular folks, I'm even thinking of recent college grads, not quite yet work world folks, but I don't know if you saw this, Jackie. There was a number of commencements where the speakers, and so I think one of them might have been the Google CEO or HCIC, I don't know what he was, but he got up there and was talking to the kids about AI. And every time this man opened his mouth to say something about AI, the children booed him. And
yes, I saw
they
that.
booed the shit out of him. They
Yes.
booed the
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
and it's like, how are people going? I feel like we are seriously about to be living in depression era times because even entry level jobs for young college graduates who have been sold this dream that if you go to college, you get on the range, get a nice job. Now then they ain't not gonna be no entry level jobs for the children because the AI is taking their jobs. So that's going to force them to stay at home, and they're going to be required to be paying upon this student loan debt as their parents are still paying on their student loan debt, and possibly their grandparents are still paying on their student loan debt. Like, there's no part about this whole system. It's like this is like the biggest pimple or cyst finally metastasizing and coming to the surface, and it's going to explode because it's like, what options do people have right now? Like, what is the government doing? What is the private sector doing? And what they're doing is they're watching people drown. They're watching people starve. They're watching people get kicked out of their houses. They're sending the fucking super troopers to come put people out of their houses, and people are shooting. Like, it's all of this is devolving very rapidly. And I'm not sure if people are fully ready. I'm not even sure if the elites are ready for what this is going to be looking like in what, Jackie? 6 months time? A year's time? Like, this is going downhill pretty fast.
It is, and it is show. I don't want to use the word shocking because I'm not sure that I'm shocked. I'm really not sure. Like, I think I do have a level of, there is this serious foreboding. I will be honest about that. Whatever's coming, ain't none of us ready for it. No, the only people who may be slightly ready are the obvious people who hate us and want to kill us all. Because that's what they've been preparing for the whole time. But even they are going to be shocked. I think. I don't. None of this ends well. Like, I don't understand, I think, how AI became this thing in such an incredibly short period of time. Not really understanding that it was probably kind of percolating in the background some, and just didn't notice it, didn't pay attention to it. But yeah, this generation of students, and particularly what you were mentioning, the booing, uh, these, it's like, when you think about it, when you think about the millions of people who are working, who are hungry, who don't have enough money for food and emergencies and that kind of stuff, those people in these lines waiting for food in these red states all over the country, all in the South, and we see it all over the country as well. And then you look at the anger of these college students. You don't think that's connected? Like, their parents are the ones. A lot of these kids, their parents are the ones who are sitting there have been trying to figure out how they're gonna keep paying this tuition for these kids at these PWIs, these elite colleges, these Ivies, and wherever the hell they are. And I'm not talking about the rich people and the legacy students. I'm talking about the working class folks who do have to, if you're going to go to this top tier, you're going to have to get a scholarship, some grants, some loans, because we don't have it. It's a lot of white families just like that too, and yes, the system is stacked against us, and gives a whole lot more grace to those white families. But we're all subject to class oppression in this way, right? So these kids who are going to college, who are graduating, have seen the erosion of their educational institutions. I mean, they went to the colleges and the universities that locked up kids for protesting a genocide.
Mm-hmm.
As they're seeing their parents who, when they grew up, they figured they were having a pretty decent life. They didn't know anything about financial or economic strain. And now their parents who never worried about money now always have to worry about if they have enough money to pay their tuition, or what's left after the scholarships and the loans don't cover everything, if they have enough to cover the mortgage and the utility bills. And now these kids they spend all this time in college, all this money in college, exactly what Kim said, with all this debt, watching AI take the jobs that they were supposed to be getting degrees for. So, of course, throughout college graduations, and there are wars going on that this president has continued, that other presidents have threatened, but have carried on in a different way through sanctions. This president has now moved from sanctions against countries to outright bombing them, murdering people, invasions, kidnappings. These kids. So of course, this is the future. This is the country they're walking into now as adults. This is what they're supposed to work with, and they're telling you that these pro AI people who are doing the commencement speeches at their graduations, they're full of shit. So the Guardian captures this, and they talk about they say, when Jacob Pagel graduated from Middle Tennessee State University this spring, not even an Ivy, y'all, predictions about artificial intelligence had already had him questioning the value of his degree.
Damn.
Then a music, yeah.
Just
then
got
a music, yeah.
Just drove that new car off the lot, and it's already depreciated immediately.
Turn that key, quarter turn, that dropped $40,000, right? Then a music executive started preaching about AI's transformative power during a commencement speech. The person said, this industry will change on you in a heartbeat. It has already changed more in the last 10 years than in the 50 years prior. AI is rewriting production as we sit here, said Scott Borchetta, CEO of the record label Big Machine, which is not a big label. After a few stray boos from graduates, he doubled down and said to these graduating students walking into this landscape where they have no place to deal with it. The students' jeering grew louder, but Borchetta barreled through. You can hear me now, or you can pay later, then do something about it. It's a tool. Make it work for you, he continued. The things you learned in your first year here may already be obsolete.
God damn. Is that the rousing this is your life speech that you think the children, the class of 2026, really wanted to hear?
I mean, these people are really going to these graduations and telling what's the average number of students in a college graduating class? 2,000, 5,000?
Mm-hmm.
Like telling thousands of kids who just spent 4, 5, 6 years of their lives learning something that they think will prepare them to be successful in the American workforce. These people are going to these folks and telling them, you just wasted all that time and money. You wasted it all. It was a waste. There's nothing out here for you. Wow. And you just have to deal with it. So Borchetta's remarks were a knife to the chest, says Pagel, who studied political science and human development family sciences. He felt the boos reflected how annoyed students were about what they saw as out-of-touch executives downplaying their anxieties about AI. A 2025 Harvard poll of young people in the U.S. found that a majority see AI as a threat to their career prospects. Pagel and his peers are entering a job market where AI's efficiency is already being used to justify mass layoffs. And understand, y'all, yes, a lot of layoffs have been done just in the past month in these big tech companies because of their so-called advancement of AI. But what they're not telling you is AI is fucking shit up at these companies. So now these CEOs are having to go back to the people they fired, hat in hand, asking them, "Oh, can you come and help fix the thing that we fired you to do your job for?" And people are like, "Fuck you and your AI."
That's a no. It's like Doge, right? Didn't Doge fire the nuclear scientists, overseers of the nuclear arsenal? Fired them. It's like, oh, wait. No one else here knows how to do this. We have.
Yeah. Yeah. This I'm gonna leave this article here. I'll give you the link to it. Pavel says, "We've been pushed our entire lives to get our diplomas. Then you pull the rug out from underneath us and said, oh, those 4 years you spent learning how to do very specific things, you don't need to do it anymore." Pavel says, "We can get a computer to do it for 2/3 the price." That's it. That's it. It's not about all this stuff about it, the American dream, and anybody can achieve the American dream and get a college degree, and you can go anywhere and do anything and be an entrepreneur. I get into the business.
Hey, fear tactics, boy. They coming in there scaring the shit out of these students. Like, listen.
I mean, but it's the graduation speech, ear doctor. They supposed to be inspiring the children.
That's how you get them. You go and get them as soon as, like, okay, this is when they making a big decision. All right, what am I going to do now? I'm finished with college. Oh shit, I better get on this AI train so I can make sure I got a job now because all the other jobs are taken. And shit, we've been fucking with AI since the Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a movie.
It's a movie, but I'm sure been looking at this shit taking over and fucking us up for a while. And now it's here. Like, they literally got robots in people's houses delivering mail, like on some Jetson shit.
Man, if a robot delivers the mail in this neighborhood, I need you to understand what's going to happen, because there's going to be a news story. Elderly and retired Black middle class
A long headline,
citizens.
Long headline.
Yeah. Destroy government property for fear of AI. I mean,
I would love to see a robot delivering the mail, because around here and probably around the country, but I don't want to see mail carriers held up, but it has happened. So the robot also would get held up. the robot's not special out here.
I see him on the streets down here delivering food. I believe there's little robots with the wheels in the city. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
this shit is crazy.
But what's this anyway? I think too criminally, but
I
want to say this real quick about the children. Understanding that they've been scammed. That's very much how I felt as a class of 2001 college graduate. I felt instantly scammed. It almost immediately scammed, because you get that student loan bill in the mail 6 months after graduation, and I'm like, the job that I have, how am I gonna? I can't pay rent. I can't pay rent and pay back the student loan and eat and pay for a car and pay for insurance. I knew I had been scammed immediately. So I feel like the kids, a quarter of a century later, are feeling much like I did, scammed. I don't repudiate the gaining of knowledge. I'm for college and its experiences and what it can do to you, but it's a bill. You know what I mean? Like, unless you got a scholarship, and very few people did, it's a bill. It's a bill. It's an albatross. It's something hanging over your neck for the next 20 plus years, maybe. Is it worth it?
Well,
yeah,
I must say
it's not.
It's not. So I guess it's time to take another break.
Well, let me say this.
Undergrad is a scam.
Let's say that. When I say it's not worth it, it's not worth the money they force people to pay for.
That's what it is.
Yes, that's what it is. That is what it is, because it don't cost that. Come
It
on,
shouldn't.
no.
Showing
And,
how
especially when we know it wasn't always this expensive, but only became this expensive when certain people started being able to be admitted to the. But that's another show. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Cause I was about to say something, but nah, because I felt that way with sending my kids to college. I was like, man, I ain't spending all this money. Good thing they smart and getting scholarships and shit. But I was just like, yo, I do want them to go and network. That's the one time they could really get out there and meet people from different places and have that whole communal lifestyle and learn and actually start learning how to be an adult in a certain way where you got responsibilities. You got to wake up if you want to go. So it is a good thing. But
Mhm.
yeah, that price
Mhm.
ain't shit. Damn,
Yeah,
right.
it don't cost that much.
Nah.
It does not cost that. And oh, that was the thing. I can't remember what I saw on what where I saw this. It was some one of these specials about the college admission scandal.
Mm.
There's one of the I rewatched that little documentary because I love my
Oh,
documentaries
you
about
mean with the old girl from Full House?
yes, 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 yes. So there was a one of the commentators in the documentary is explaining the things like U.S. News and World Report's top 10 most prestigious colleges and universities or whatever, and he said and I did not realize this. He said that those rankings have nothing to do with quality of curriculum, have nothing to do with quality of campus life for students. None of that is analyzed. You know what those rankings are about? Prestige. That's it. So people are looking at this US News and World Report, and that magazine has been putting out those rankings for decades. I think that's pretty much the only reason that joint is still in print.
Mm.
But they put these rankings out every year, America's best 10, top 10 premier colleges and universities. And the rankings are based on nothing other than public perception
Mm.
of the prestige of the college and the universities. So then what do people do? They look at these rankings and say, oh, my kid has to go to a
Yeah.
prestigious university.
Mm.
So then they'd start to find ways to afford this. How much is tuition there a year? 70,000 $70,000 a year?
Uh,
A
You
year.
know?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing missing from Morris Brown was the prestige. I
Right?
mean, like, listen, if I could go to Harvard and get a degree in African studies like I did, I mean, everybody be like, "Oh my God, you went to Harvard." But when I say, "Oh, I went to Morris Brown," it's like, sorry.
Right, right. And the truth is the curriculum, it's probably the same. It's
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, how you gonna
probably
change? How you gonna change history? It's just certain authors you would pick
yes,
that.
Tell the people
so
you started at Harvard. Say I started at Harvard and transferred to
To
Morris
Morris
Brown's
Brown's
because
because the
yes, sir.
prestige.
For the
I
prestige.
mean,
That's right.
but then the guy made this great point that I really loved. He's like, you Americans don't have to go into incredible debt to send their kids to one of these top 10, top 20, top tier universities because they're prestigious. He's like, you can get a pretty decent education. I know, considering all of the indoctrination, you can get a decent education in a lot of colleges in this country. You
Community.
don't have to go to the colleges all over the place. He's like, you have
Mhm.
plenty to choose from. But these Ivies, he said the only reason they're Ivy League is because many of them have been around for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
And they have that is their prestige. He's like but that's
That's
it.
it.
That's the only
That's it.
reason they're considered prestigious.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the word of the day given by Kim.
What tears?
You like this one right here? What was it again? Metastasizing?
Hey
Whoa.
now.
I said that this morning.
Yes, you
Oh,
said
okay.
metastasizing.
Sure.
It's the
And he
process where cancer cells break away from the original primary tumor, travel through the bloodstream or lymphatic system, and form new secondary tumors in other parts of the body. Wow.
So,
Big
but there's
word
not
there.
another definition. I mean, yes, but there's not a more
But
literary definition.
it just meant what you said, how stuff is spreading.
No, for sure, absolutely. But sometimes there's multiple definitions offered.
You're getting too deep now, Kim.
Uh,
We give them the word of the day and just give them that. Then they got to go do the research.
Then
I
they
can't
got
do
it.
it all.
You got to do the research. Everybody go here know what
That's some bull. I swear they don't. I swear they don't. They ain't that goddamn bright. Anyway,
this
I
chat.
will say that about the chat.
I said it, and I said it again. They ain't that damn bright. They smart.
Lord
They,
have mercy.
There's
pretty-
a lot of learned individuals in our chat.
You're right.
More
You're
learned
right.
than us, by the way. Some,
They book smart. But
some of them, and then we got some smart dumb niggas in there too.
You ain't lying about that.
It was a mix.
They smart at being dumb.
He's a couple.
Yo, speaking of dumb, make sure y'all come back at 11 for some dumb diddly D. That's right, we're doing Heavy D and the Boys. Classical Breakdown Music 101. Yo, I'm so excited about this. I've been quoting Heavy D lyrics and stuff all day and night. So
Ear Doctor, listening to this, Heavy is the man still. Heavy D is the man still. And Heavy D had the career that Sean Diddy Combs wish he could have had, to be honest. Like what Heavy did and was able to do through his genuine talent, his genuine abilities, whereas Sean was clearly a leech, a parasite, you know what I mean? But nah, Heavy Dwight Myers, a king out here. We love him.
So make sure y'all tune back in at 11 for that. So let's take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with some more news that you can use right here on the Remix Morning Show.
Oh, here we go. Rain, pump, 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 sun, and rain.
Give it to me, Rob Batts. Oh yeah, that's what they used to say, boy. Give it to me, Rob Batts. Yeah, nah, they didn't say that. It's in my mind, they did. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com. Become a member over there. Get footage that's rare. Donate where? At blkliberationmedia.org. Get you some merch, get fly, and support the channel so we can continue to support y'all. All right, boom. Who we talking about today? We talking about no other than Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. Now, let me put you down on them. They came straight out of Harlem. Yeah. Robert Ginyard. Yes, that is Rob Bass's name. And Rodney Skip Bryce, DJ Easy Rock. They came out in 1988 with their big single, It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right. Yeah, and they came out certified platinum. It was part of the change when you're talking about mainstream crossover. That song right there was a dance song that had all races out on the floor dancing. It was crazy. They first came out with their first song, DJ Interview. It wasn't that big, but they got with a New Jersey producer, made some songs, got on Profile, record label, and then came out busting you with It Takes Two. Had so many samples. A lot of their songs had a bunch of samples, so I know that they didn't bring in too much money if they had to pay a bunch of samples. We talk about James Brown, we talk about Lynn Collins, and as you heard me open the show up with a whole nother song from another group that they sampled. But after that, they did 2 albums. Then Rob Bass tried to come out with a solo album called The Incredible Bass. Didn't do too good. But other than that, we just lost Rob Bass on May 22nd at the age of 59 due to cancer. DJ Easy Rock, he died April 27th, 2014 at the age of 46 from diabetes. So yeah, that's what it is. They actually had 2 albums. Rob Bass had a solo and just singles. So big up to the families, and keep it alive, keep it playing. That's how you keep their name in everybody's ear. All right, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show.
I'm the headliner of this show, and you're just a kid, and you need to grow because joy, pump it up, and pain. Come on, here we go. Sunshine, keep it going. Rain.
Oh, Look at this. Got Jackie doing the prep. Jackie doing the prep. Y'all don't know about the prep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, boy. Take me back to the dance. Stop playing. So, all right. Got my exercise on.
The dancing, guys. It takes two to make a thing go right. Shout out to Lynn Collins, too, also, by the way.
Yeah, Lynn
amazing. But Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock, the song is how old? Is it 40 years old?
88.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Damn.
Almost 40?
Yeah, I graduated high school in 85. Goodness.
Damn. Oh, my bad.
Wow. That's okay. Look, my knees and my back remind me every day. Slow down. You graduated in 85. Slow down.
The children like this song, don't they, DJ?
Oh, yeah. Everybody likes this song. I play this song at every wedding I can think of. Parties, whatever. I mean, this is a classic throwback. Like that, Poison, BBD. There's certain songs that's just those songs that get people on the floor dancing. Chubb Rock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of Chubb Rock song? I can't think of it.
Treat 'em right.
So yeah.
And the eternal. I don't care where I am. I don't care. I heard somebody was blasting this song one day when I was in church, and I swear to God, I busted a move. I did. Let me clear my throat. I'm sorry, DJ Cool. That just I'm driving in the car. Dun, 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 dun,
dun. I wonder, is that just regional though?
Is it?
Might be.
It might be.
That's okay.
Nah, it's nothing the matter with that, because you got some New Orleans songs that's regional that, woo, you throw them shits on, you're going to turn the party out. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I heard some stuff in I was like, what is that?
And then everybody's just on it. You be like, what is this? And it's infectious. You be like, what is this? I got to know what this is. Why is everybody? That's why I love DJing, man. You get to learn a lot about people.
Yeah.
All right.
Joy. Pain. Come on. I love the usage of the Frankie Beverly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Joy and Pain was not an old record when Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock decided to, borrow it. So it was great. Great time. Easy Rock passed away how long ago with your doctor? He's been gone, almost 15 years now?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Rest in peace to Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. The Remix Morning Show, kids and grown-ups. We appreciate y'all making some time to hang out with us. It's Kim and Jackie with the Ear Doctor. Ear Doctor, he should do Kamal the way he do me sometimes. He should call Kamal right now and see where Kamal is.
Like, where you at?
Chauncey.
But does it?
I emailed, but
Nah, you gotta call him. I mean, let him send us the voicemail. You understand? Make him send us the voicemail. An email is too easily ignored. I want to hear him reject the call. Need to hear him reject the call in real time. It's that Chauncey shit we be talking about. This is when Kamal is here, he's Kamal. When he's not here, he's Chauncey.
He's Chauncey.
Chauncey had something to do today. I guess Chauncey had a meeting.
Chauncey is. I think Chauncey is kind of fitting a little bit. Yeah.
Chauncey.
Hey. Thank you so much. Girls Still Evolving, $10 sticky. Appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you
for your fantastic contribution to the Remix Morning Show. You too can do such a thing. You can be just like Girls Still Evolving to give us a sticky.
There it is. I mean, come on, man. Stop playing.
Call Chauncey up, Ear Doctor. Put him on speaker.
You want me to try it? You want me to do it? I'll do it while I'm pulling up the story.
Oh, no.
He gonna be like, yo, man.
Why is this like every 80s slasher film scene? Let's do prank calls.
My bad.
And
B. I'm
then
at the airport, B. I'm sorry. I'm going to Saudi
Yo, I
Arabia.
didn't even
I
know
got,
that.
I got a meeting. I got a conference. I got a conference, B. My bad, yo. My
oh
bad.
my
My bad.
Lord, y'all are awful.
You had a
I
story though, Kim.
Kakim, I did. Can you read the caption? So I like a little context. What? What? What is it?
No, I was trying to do two things at once.
You be
Continue to talk.
groaning. I take your groans as signs of
All
exasperation.
right, watch this. Here we go.
Wait, okay, yes, call that nigga.
We calling them live. Dun, dun, dun. I should play the Jeopardy music.
Gonna send us the voice. No, we're gonna make him reject the call.
Yeah. See, I told you, dude. He knows how I get down. That's why. All right, so I got your story ready to go. During a debate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this thing.
Was this a political? Was this a consequential debate? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
During a debate held by Monk, former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, or whatever it is,
Pompeo.
There you go.
Yeah.
You ready
Did
for
you
it?
call him
No, nigga.
Pimpo.
Wait,
I called him Pimpo.
I'll take it. I'll take that as correct.
But because I'm less interested in. I thought this was a consequential debate, like a primary debate for an elected seat. Is it not? It's just Mike Pompeo. Can you finish reading the caption? Like,
That's
what's
it. That's all. You can't read no more. That's it. It stops.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, so you have to click the more button at the bottom, sir. During a debate held by Monk Debates, former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo called Iran a monster and said it is, quote, a monster worth the hunt, end quote, because of Tehran's missile attacks on Gulf countries like the UAE. Well, if the UAE wasn't such a bitch of the United States, they wouldn't have to. Anyway, American political scientist Stephen Walt rebutted Pompeo's argument by observing it was the U.S. who started the war and that Iran was not sending missiles prior to the U.S.-Israeli joint attack. Victoria Nuland, a former spokesperson for the Department of State, said there would have been no October 7 without Iran's support to Hamas, to which John Mearsheimer, another American political scientist, said there was no evidence that Tehran knew about the attacks in the first place. And that heifer's response should have got her punched in the face, but it didn't. So
these are all Jackie's favorite people. Victoria Nuland, Mike Pompeo. These are all Jackie's faves. Well, listen
hot flash again. Having a hot flash. Okay.
No. I think you may appreciate this outcome. So yeah, thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Ear Doctor. Let's run it.
Yep.
Decency demands you don't let a radical regime close off the global economy by firing Shaheed missiles into nations that did nothing. Right, they're firing into civilians in the United Arab Emirates, even just this week. That's just not something that the world can accept. And so this monster is worthy of the hunt.
You do know, Mike, that we started the war.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, no. See,
they weren't firing those missiles until Israel and the United States attacked Iran. You do understand.
Welcome to 1979, when the revolutionary regime began to kill Europeans.
You do know that we overthrew the democratically elected government in 1954.
Just for the record, you were talking about this.
You don't think you think Iran's forgotten about that?
No, I suspect they've not.
You don't think Iran remembers that we supported Saddam Hussein in the Iran-Iraq War?
I know
forgotten
this.
about this?
I know this.
Other countries have history.
Do you think Iran is a monster?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think there's. I'm glad I don't live there. I think many countries do many bad things, including my own. And I wouldn't call the United States a monster.
Do also remember that we wouldn't have had October 7th if we hadn't had Iranian support for Hamas.
I agree. We wouldn't have had October 7th if we'd gotten peace in the Middle East, and that's a much longer story.
It is, and every single U.S. president has tried and will continue to.
Not very hard.
But it is very important to emphasize there's no evidence that Iran even knew about October 7th, much less
Oh my goodness. I'm sure it is lovely to live where you live.
Victoria Nuland.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lord have mercy, but fuck that heifer. That
She was who exactly? She was under Obama, right? No, or she was both. Was she under Obama and Biden? Did she have a role in both
yes,
administrations?
I think a different role under Biden. But remember, for those of you who don't know, whew, Lord Jesus, Victoria Nuland and John McCain went to Ukraine, met with the fucking neo-Nazis that they facilitated to overthrow the democratically elected president of Ukraine, who was not sufficiently anti-Russia enough for the United States. So their job under Obama and Biden were to go to Ukraine and make connections with the forces in the country that would carry out the coup for the US. That was the right-wing fascist neo-Nazi forces that ended up running the country and attacking Russia. Victoria Nuland in particular went there with she went not with John McCain on this occasion, but on one occasion she went and took cookies. She literally took cookies to these neo-Nazis that they armed and legitimized, put in the Ukrainian parliament, and then did what they did for 8 years against the ethnically Russian people in the Donbass region, bombed the shit out of them for 8 years. And that was the prelude, along with the violation, the intentional violation of the Minsk II Accords by every country that signed that agreement except for Russia. So Ukraine, France, Germany, all reneged on Minsk II. Russia was the only country that held to its agreement. That's why what is happening in Ukraine is happening now, not because Russia just woke up one day. But Victoria Nuland, for that woman to sit there, and Mike Pompeo to sit there and act as if these things weren't true, I need you to understand that they all know it's true. They all know it's true. They know what they've done. They are just going to keep lying to justify mass murder of an entire country of people. They know that Iran was never building a nuclear weapon. They know all of this history about what this country has done. Mike Pompeo just said he knows. And still, Iran is a monster. You think you can reason with these people? Oh my God.
I appreciate Victoria Nuland having a high role in 2 Democratic administrations, and Mike Pompeo obviously being Trump's former whatever the fuck he was doing for Trump. On the same side, they are in agreement, as we should always expect Republicans and Democrats to be, especially when it comes to U.S. foreign policy. They will always be on the same page. Nobody's in favor of peace. Everybody is in favor of constantly ramping up the war machine and the military industrial complex so that these rich fuckers can continue to get rich. It doesn't matter who's in the White House, a D or an R. It's the same shit, and they're going to tell the same lies. And there's in the continuity, I really love it. Like, I mean, while domestically Republicans and Democrats can squabble over abortion and the Green New Deal and all this shit, when it comes to foreign policy, they are united and in lockstep. It is about imperial dominance, or the attempt to continue imperial dominance, especially against resistance countries like Iran. Iran's not here with the shits. and Iran is, by the way, it pisses me off that the resumption of strikes on Iran is not leading the news, Jackie. It's not leading the news. I'm like, wait a minute, did they start fighting again? Yes. Yes, they did.
Yeah, yeah, well, not necessarily start fighting, but the U.S. has launched another attack. Let me see if I can find one of my favorite sources. Attacks Iran again.
What do you think, Mama? I want to get a Iran flag and hang it out from my house. My mother thinks that would be inviting problems. What do you think, Jackie?
I love problems. Come be a problem. Show up at my house and be a problem. Because the one is good. Look, I've had BAP signs out. I've had Palestinian signs out. I have people will stop by because the garden's out front, so I'm always out there. People are like, oh, what's this a flag for? But it's funny because my new neighbors across the street are um they are from the Horn of Africa, and I haven't asked them, which country they're from yet, but I know they're from the Horn of Africa, and they see my little signs and flags, and they always come out, and I've given them like rosemary and spices and stuff. I love doing this kind of stuff. But they see my little flags that I change out, and they're like, oh, so nice, oh, so nice, so nice, yes, oh, so nice, so nice, so nice. They're just they're so nice. But I've also had like delivery people like see a sign in my yard and they're like, what's this about? What war? What war? That was my favorite question. One day, a young brother delivering Amazon, he's delivering stuff. Yeah, he delivered something to me. And I'm out in the garden and he's reading the sign as he's getting back in his truck and he's like, what war on Africans? Ain't no war on Africans. Really, my brother? How much time you got? I know you don't have a lot of time since you're an Amazon driver and you got to pee in that bottle. But and we it was pretty dope. So yeah, I am gonna get a bunch of I have a Cuban flag, got a Venezuelan flag in here, got a Haitian flag, I got a Palestinian flag. I need my Iranian flag. Yeah, got my Pan African flag. I just don't have enough space to put them all out front. That's all. But I wish somebody would.
The white man across the street is flying not just one, now two American flags. And there's somebody in my neighborhood who used to fly. I'm not sure if it's still up, but they did have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. I said, "What part of PG County am I in? What? Where am I? I left Laurel. What new? What? Where am I? Where am I?" So anyway,
"Don't Tread on Me" and PG County do not go together.
I was confused. Wait a second. Whoa. I thought I left Howard County.
You are too up north. It's just
ridiculous. But hold on. So they back bombing again. This bomb is bomb first.
Yes. All right. Let's be serious. Okay. Yes, because these people are still acting a damn fool, trying to do something that they will never do, and that is to destroy Iran or to make them capitulate. It's not going to happen. Iran and U.S. trade new strikes as Trump dismisses pressure to end war. A U.S. official said that American forces in Kuwait were the suspected target of Iranian missile attack Thursday, the second military clash in days. That's a lie. Iran fired a missile at an American air base in Kuwait on Thursday, just hours after the United. See how the U.S. media does? See how they do it? The first sentence is Iran fired a missile, which makes it seem like Iran shot first. But no, they did not, because just hours after the United States attacked the Islamic Republic, with both sides accusing the other of violating their shaky ceasefire and further imperiling diplomatic efforts to end the war. So why call it the Islamic Republic here? What? Because you're not calling America the Democratic Republic. Well, it's not democratic, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, why not just call it the country and not you got to see how journalists can be used to manufacture a narrative. And it's as simple as the way you order the structure of a sentence. It is that simple.
What's the outlet? Insane. Who's the outlet here?
This is NBC News. So
State Department. Oh, so the State Department.
Yes. Yes. State NBC Department News. Yes. Yes. So Kuwait shot down the ballistic missile, the American and Kuwaiti military said. No damage or casualties were reported. A U.S. official said that American forces in Kuwait were the suspected target. Well, maybe they shouldn't be in Kuwait. Iran said it had targeted a U.S. base responsible for strikes late Wednesday in Bandar Abbas an Iranian port city near the Strait of Hormuz. Yes, see, that's way down 3-4 paragraphs later, because that lets you know that the US really did bomb Iran first, and they tell you where they bombed Iran first. So why lead with Iran? Hours earlier, President Donald Trump signaled that an agreement between the two sides wasn't close and that he would not be rushed by either international economic pressure or the political pressure of upcoming midterm elections. Oh, that's ridiculous. So Trump warned, let's see, what did he say? Iran's chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz, which it has effectively shut off in response to the U.S., well, they only are not letting the U.S. and Israel through. Everybody else is fine.
Everybody else is fine. Everybody else pays their tithes, Jackie. Everybody else pays their tithes, okay?
Everybody else tithes as they are led to. So, by the Lord of the Strait of Hormuz, okay? Pay your tithes, you won't have no problem.
No
Anyway, Israeli, which it has effectively shut off in response to the U.S.-Israeli attack late February, has caused the global economic shock, with prices rising for oil, natural gas, fertilizer, and other essential goods. So it wasn't Iran's chokehold of the Strait of Hormuz that has caused that. It was the attack on Iran by the US and Israel. That's how that should have read. Trump also warned Oman, another US ally in the region, against partnering with Iran to jointly control the strait. Quote, Oman will behave just like everybody else, so we'll have to blow them up.
Shit. Yo. Sir. You can catch more flies with honey, Mr. President, than you can with vinegar.
He don't give a damn about them flies. He just wants to blow people up. But honestly, he's just saying out loud the things that Mike Pompeo he and Mike Pompeo are saying the same thing. They're just saying it in completely different ways, but they're saying the same thing. When Barack Obama denied recognition of the vote of the people in Donbass to separate from fascist-infused Kiev, Ukraine, in 2014, I think it was 2013, 2014, or 2010, around that time, Obama stood in the floor on the floor of the Senate and denied recognizing multiple votes from multiple countries to secede from Ukraine because of the civil war that was being waged against them. Obama was basically saying the same thing as Trump too. Fuck y'all. Y'all need to be bombed. Because Kiev was bombing them at the time. And that's the same guy who bombed the shit out of all of these brown, black, Muslim, African countries also. And gave Israel money to bomb. So all of these US politicians have been saying the exact same thing that Donald Trump just said here with their actions. They've covered it up. They've put icing on a cake of shit with these pretty words. But really, all they've been doing is acting out the same thing they believe that Donald Trump just said. Do what we say or we will blow you up. That's what it is. He's just telling the truth. He's a pig. He's crass, but he's not lying right here. This is really American foreign policy. So he continues this in a cabinet meeting, by the way, by saying they understand that. They'll be fine. There are people walking through the damn woods behind my house. Okay, that's very creepy.
It's a raid. Do you need to get down?
I'm finna yell out this window. Who y'all is? But
they need a warrant to come in the house. Don't let them in. Don't let them in.
But
where's Kamafi? Hold on. Where is Kamafi with niggas walking in the woods behind the house? Where is Kamafi?
He's not barking, so they're fine. Okay. If he's barking, I need to go outside. Yeah. That's the great thing about having a dog. But yeah, they're not a threat. They're actually the city workers. I know who they are. they're messing with the lead pipe down here. But it's just, if we can be as outraged as we should be.
There we go. Kamafi heard me call him out. come off. He said, I'm on the job over here.
Now he mad. He's like, damn it, I ain't need you to call me out on not doing my job. I was taking a nap, but I know who they is. Okay, fine. Rah, rah, rah. Okay, you happy now?
Get him, come on, man.
No, they're fine. But like, I don't know. This is the kind of thing where I'll drop the link in the chat for y'all. I really can't tell you how this is going to end. Sometimes, it's easy to look at foreign policy and kind of see what the U.S. has done in the past, and with any other, excuse me, I think it's true with any other president. I'm not sure that this point would be as incoherent and as chaotic as it is, right? I don't believe for a second that if there were someone else as president, that Iran would not have been bombed, because every Democrat who has run for president in the past couple of election cycles, and that means Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, they all said that Iran is the enemy, and if I am elected president, didn't Clinton say that if she were elected president, she would bomb Iran? She absolutely would bomb Iran. Kamala Harris said that Iran was the greatest enemy to the U.S. Can we please stop with this? If somebody else was president, this wouldn't happen. Yes, it would have. I do think it would have. I know for sure that the sanctions against Iran would have continued under all of those presidents. And let's remember that sanctions are an act of war. They are, because sanctions don't target the government. Sanctions target the economy of the country. So it targets the ways the country makes money, and it targets the way currency flows into the country and goods and services. So sanctions target people's ability to eat, move, work, survive in countries that are sanctioned. And the US uses sanctions because they know this is what they do. They cause economic hardship among the people to try to get the people to blame their government for the economic hardship, and then rise up and turn on their government, and the US can come in and carry out and capitalize on that and carry out a coup.
A
But
failed policy, by the way.
Yeah.
Sanctions do work in terms of imposing harm on the population, but in Venezuela, in Cuba, in Iran, everybody's like, nope. No. Our people in power, or the people that are in charge of our country right now, are not the problem. The United States external pressures on our economies and our abilities to trade are the reason why Cuba, for example, Trump keeps talking, oh, Cuba's, they're on the last limb. They're struggling. Their whole socialist experiment's a failure. It's a failure because y'all are fucking it up with intentions. Like, you are making it fail. You are causing it to fail. You are forcing other countries not to have trade dealings with Cuba, so Cuba's economy will fail. We get that. Wait a minute. I just sent you something, Jackie. Check your email here. Because we do need some good news. We do need some good news. And we want to always big up to the people of Iran. Hold your head. You know what I'm saying? I saw them giving everybody, AKs, Jackie. I loved it. I'm sorry that they had to do that as a population, but and the fucking Sky News, and this is not the piece that I sent you, but just on a side piece. I saw a Sky News piece talking about, and then they're giving 11-year-olds AK-47s. And how can you turn children into soldiers? I'm like, well, you drop bombs on the fucking kids' school. What the kids are supposed to do? Not fight? Come on.
You turn children into skeletons. You turn children into corpses. You turn children into detainees that are, and you're upset about children fighting for their own country, their own land, their own sovereignty, their own lives. You get the
Sky News. But this is not Sky News. I'm not sure. This might be Al Jazz. I can't remember which outlet this is. But it is an update. about
Yes.
one of our favorite H groups. And we love the H groups. I'm sorry, I can't even hold it
Mhm.
back. I'm sorry. I'm a big
I
fan of all
mhm,
the H groups. The H groups,
mhm,
but this is about our H group friends in Lebanon. And our H
mhm.
group friends in Lebanon, Jackie, they thought they had them down and out with the pager attack. They thought they had the
Oh.
H group in Lebanon down and out when they fucked up
Mm.
the Syrian shit and the shit coming from
Mhm.
Iran going through Syria and the head. No, 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 no. Our H group in Lebanon are not some suckers out here. They cannot be held back. They like no limit. We can't be stopped.
Mm-mm.
Success with FPV drones will reshape the war in Lebanon, but the question everyone is wondering is how.
Climate intelligence is completely gone. This has been a massive intelligence failure by Israel, a massive intelligence failure.
It really is a crisis.
To combat this drone threat, Smotrich, Israel's far-right minister, proposed destroying 10 buildings in Beirut for every drone Hezbollah launches, and Netanyahu promised to use overwhelming force. A super quick primer on FPV drones. They are connected to its pilot by fiber optic cables. No technology exists now that can jam or detect them, and these FPV drones are tiny. So tiny, in fact, Israel's Iron Dome can't detect or shoot them down either, and very significantly, Hezbollah is making these drones themselves in Lebanon, making cutting off their foreign arms supply way less of a blow. And the result is this. Hezbollah's FPV drones are destroying entire bases. They are destroying really hard to replace equipment like D9 bulldozers, Merkava tanks, Iron Dome batteries. And the cameras strapped to these drones give Hezbollah a propaganda win. Images of soldiers' last moments, attacks where they surely incur lifelong injuries. They are circulating in Israel, and Israel's military sensors can't really stop it. And this will make the war harder to sell in Israel if this goes on. So how is Israel's military reacting to all of this? Well, the military has already brought in over 20 football fields of netting to try and ensnare these drones. But even this really low-tech solution is not much of a solution at all.
You have two drone operators, one hits the netting and the other one goes through the hole. Billions and billions of dollars have been spent by Russia and Europe and America and their top military thinkers and their planners, to try stop these FPV drones, and fundamentally they have achieved nothing.
And we have seen from the Russia-Ukraine war, where FPV drones were first used on the battlefield, what a game changer they continue to be.
You see this all the time in Ukraine now, where an entire stretch of highway has just nets all over.
So finally, what impact will this have in the war in Lebanon? We may see Israel scale back its goals in Lebanon, achieve them at a much slower pace. They may just increase their attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure in South Lebanon. But what these FPV drones will surely do is make Israel pay a steeper cost in pursuing a buffer zone in South Lebanon. If you want to hear more about what's happening in Lebanon, check out my full interview with Sarma Jawad on FPV drones in Lebanon and with Nabi Bulus on Israel's use of AI in Lebanon. Both are on Middle East Eye's YouTube channel now. Hezbollah's
Shout out to Middle East.
I mean, the Nets is wild. The Nets is wild, but that's actually hilarious. And the fact that that's the only answer they have, and that's not an answer. That's like, let's catch it in a net, like it's birds, and it's this little thing, literally with a bomb clipped.
I mean, Jackie, they told us a year ago that Hezbollah was finished out here, done. They decapitated their leadership. Peace be unto to Mr. Nasrallah, who they took out. Like they said Hezbollah was finished out here, for kaput. Hezbollah said, guess what? Guess what we got? We got some new shit, new shit. Y'all can't even jam this shit. Y'all can't even shoot down this shit. Y'all can't stop this shit. Maybe y'all should go back across the border. Maybe y'all should go back to New York or Poland or wherever it is that you came from.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's not safe for you out here in South Lebanon. Maybe y'all should go back home.
Right. I don't. But did you hear? But the I don't even know what to call that Smotrich's response will destroy 10 buildings in Beirut for every drone. And then at the end, again, this journalism, these journalists get on, but understanding that Mideast Eye, yes, is not Sky News, but Mideast Eye is they can be kind of pro Emirates a little bit. So yeah, they're a little weird, but the technology they are explaining in this video, that is what it is. That is the truth. The weird thing is when they brought Russia into it, and it's like, what the hell does Russia have to do with this? And then they talk about Ukraine. It's like, oh, okay, I see what you. Okay, yeah, all right. So that kind of thing you have to kind of look out, because Russia is not involved in Lebanon, but these drones are being used by Russia against Ukraine.
Yes. And that's why Ukraine, like Israel, is putting up all these nets,
right?
Try to ensnare the drones, but it seems to be not successful, at least per these reports.
Mm-hmm. And really, oh my God, y'all in the comments with the you can't trust Putin and Putin is Trump friend. Jesus Christ, it's too early in the morning for this liberal silliness. It really is. We're talking about geopolitical realities. We're talking about political strategy on a scale that people do not understand, don't even know about. People in this country don't even know what U.S. foreign policy is. And we still got to deal with people reducing geopolitical imperialist conquest, war, and genocide down to personalities. Oh, you can't trust this person. Oh, this person is that person's friend. We ain't talking about friends, bro. This is not a beef between me and Kim. This ain't an argument. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not beefing.
You gotta tell me, Jackie, so I can get ready. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put my
no, I'm not gonna fight you. You gonna fuck me up. No.
Yeah, right. Jackie.
No. Look, I can pick you up and throw you maybe one time, but after that, I gotta go, because that's all the energy I got. But
hold on,
people, that's all I can do.
But if we cannot trust Putin commenters, who is to be trusted? Please name the person. Name the who is the trustworthy leader of a global like. Shut up. We can't trust any of them. Okay, like, please believe. I don't know it, but I believe. Why wouldn't he be doing it?
I'm sorry,
and somebody, okay, like Putin is oppressing somebody, Trump is oppressing somebody, Macron is all these motherfuckers are oppressing somebody, okay? So no, we're not rooting. I'm rooting for Hezbollah, but I'm not rooting for the person.
I am rooting for the people. I don't know how people. I don't know why but this really does get on my nerves. And like all the other things that y'all have seen me struggle with over the years on this show, with people in their messed up comments in the chat, I've calmed down a little bit. But this really does get on my nerves, because I don't understand how the hell we are talking about genocide. We are talking about not only one ongoing genocide that is now expanding into Lebanon with the tax dollars and the money that should be your health care, that should go to this government subsidizing your housing instead of subsidizing Palestinian and Lebanese and Beiruti and Iranian babies and women, children, and men being bombed to death. That's what our money should be going to. Instead, it's going to Israel to expand their genocide, while Israel is also complicit in the genocide in Sudan and what's going on in Congo, in the attacks against the AES and the tightening surveillance net that we are living in this country. Israel is all implicated in that, and the brutality we face against the police who are trained by the IOF. And people are going to sit here and talk about they don't trust Putin. They don't trust.
But Jackie, what does any of that have to do with Americans waiting in food lines for 2 miles? What does any of that shit you're talking have to do with Americans going hungry and gas prices being at record levels? See, all that shit you talking don't have nothing to do with what I'm dealing with right here every day.
And the wild thing is that comment first came up when I said all the countries that signed the Minsk II agreement to create the ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia, or to keep a hot war from happening, to stop the ethnic cleansing that Kiev was carrying out against ethnic Russians in Donbass. I said that every country that signed that agreement violated it except for Russia. I literally said France, Germany, and Ukraine all reneged on that agreement. Russia was the only country that stuck to the agreement. And then somebody comes in with, yeah, but you can't trust Putin. What?
Well, you have
to not trust him when they're the only country that actually said, I don't understand.
Jackie, I think sometimes
take a breath, Jackie. Take a breath.
There are comments that are meant to intentionally inflame and antagonize, and we cannot always take the bait.
No,
leave the smart chat room alone now.
No, I know that is true for some cases. That's not true in all cases. Some people really are just that informed, and they do not understand that when you're talking about geopolitics, in the midst of an ongoing and widening, what's starting to look more and more like the beginning of Imperialist War III. This is not a matter of personalities and whether you like this world leader or you dislike that world leader. What is happening is the violation of sovereignty of these countries by the imperialist power. And the imperialist power has always been doing this, but in different ways. Y'all just don't like the way this one is doing this. But this country has treated these countries like this the whole time. And you want to talk about you can't trust leaders of these other countries? Do y'all understand the only reason we have not had a nuclear conflagration because of what this government has always done to these countries is because these countries' leaders have chosen not to destroy humanity in response to this government trying to destroy them all these decades. Please stop reducing these issues to the personalities of these leaders. That's not the issue here, whether anybody can trust Putin or not. Living in this country, who the hell can you trust in here? You're not serious with that.
You know, we got to have some people in the chat that do that because, you know, some people don't know. And we will not be blocking any of them. Please come and say whatever you want. This is a free space. And let the chat room get at them sometimes, Jack.
Do we block? I don't even think is that our policy. Do we block people?
No. I mean,
I didn't think so.
Sometimes you have to, but I'm just saying, if you are going to make comments in public that are not about the discussion that is being had, that you derail I'm sorry, you make a comment in public, I don't understand how you expect not to be responded to. I've never understood this in these social media spaces. I do not understand this. So we're just supposed to sit here and let people say all kinds of shit just because, and every day they will come and say some shit, and you just supposed to it's good. Okay, all right.
Well, that's what we got the chat room for. The highly intelligent chat room gonna get at them.
You can't come in my house talking to me any kind of way. You can't do that in real life. You ain't gonna do it on here.
The machete. She brought out the machete.
I mean, we either gonna be clear or we're gonna be quiet.
We're gonna be quiet or we're gonna keep talking. What are we doing?
All right. Let's
Jackie, I like to chop with the serrated edge down. You understand? Yeah. This shit is sharp.
Because, sometimes a chop is not enough. Sometimes you gotta.
What our Haitians friends say? Coupe la tête. Oh yes.
Yeah. Hey, I got swords behind my doors. Ret to go. Anyway, thank you all once again for another beautiful remix morning show. Am I wrapping up early? Anyway.
Is it time?
Oh, it's 9:54. 9:54.
No, we got a few minutes.
Yeah, we got a few minutes. Anything coming up on your end? What's going on Friday, Jackie?
I don't know.
No show. You still trying to figure it out?
I really am. I don't know what I'm
Okay.
going to talk about. I've got family in town. Um,
Oh,
hey, if you're in Washington D.C. though, please check out Sankofa Books and Video on Georgia Avenue, right across the street from Howard University. Look it up. You know where the address is. Everybody in DC knows where Sankofa is. Friday night, 6:30, I believe. Two Black will be having a discussion. The bookstore is hosting a book talk on Two Black's book, Laundering Black Rage. I'm going to try to make it there. But I got family in town. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make it, but you all should go definitely because that's a great book. You should get that book, Laundering Black Rage by Two Black. He'll be at Sankofa Books and Video, 6:30, I think, to 9 on Friday night. So go check that out. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow on Darker Than Blue. I'll figure it out at some point today. But I'll be on.
And since your family's in town, if y'all hungry, they'll be cooking mutton and raccoon, all types of stuff over there.
Raccoon. Wow.
Jackie, I
think he's trying to say y'all country.
Well, we are, but we can't cook mutton out here.
You can't? What's
cauldron? No, it's mutton is a communal. Yeah, it's a communal.
See, you learning some country shit right now, Kim, ain't you? See, continue.
It's a communal kind of thing, and everybody brings.
Look at
it. It's like think of a what do you call them? Like a crab boil, I guess.
Really?
But yeah, but it's like a big soup. Yeah, it's delicious.
See, look at you learn something new today, Kim. Look at your face.
I've never heard of this. This is new, and my people is real country.
Me neither.
My cousin just told me the other day. He said he would eat squirrel every day if he could shoot one.
Wow!
I eat squirrel every day if I could.
Fast, and you gotta learn how to shoot good.
It look greasy.
To catch them.
Is squirrel greasy?
Dog, don't get me to lying.
No, I know. I wasn't asking you, Kim.
You asking the one
asking the country girl.
I was asking our country girl. You know what I'm saying? Yo, make sure y'all go check out Darker Than Blue. It's gonna be dope, and make sure y'all come here at 11 o'clock. Pulling up on me.
Yes.
At 11 o'clock for some Heavy D and the Boys. We're taking you straight to money earning Mount Vernon.
Woo!
Starting with the year of 1986.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's when Uptown's Kicking It album came out, and he dropped Mr. Big Stuff. All right.
I'm rough and tough and all that stuff. I make you dance and prance till you huff and puff. Oh man,
just can't get enough of me. Yo, Mr. Big Stuff. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Nobody ever said. I never heard a word.
Let me stop.
Nobody ever was like, yo, Heavy D fat ass. You know, and no one ever talked about Heavy's size in a disparaging way. You understand? I never heard anyone fat shame Heavy D. What Heavy D, when you gonna hit the gym, Heavy D? Heavy D, when you gonna lose some weight? Nobody ever said that to Heavy D.
Not how he was dancing. Hell no, you can't say that to him.
Well, honestly, big men don't get a lot of that. Big men in men in general.
Women.
Yeah, men can look any kind of way. Men can look any kind of way and be sloppy and dirty and all kinds of just all over the place. And ain't nobody gonna say, man, when you gonna fix yourself up? Men don't say that to other men.
Jay Mahina or whatever says y'all should do some classic breakdowns for some acts post 2005. Would it be classical breakdown? That's the question. 2005. Classic?
I mean, can I have an example? Can you give me one? Like, who are we talking about?
Talking Little Wayne.
I'm not doing no Drake classical breakdown. Y'all can forget it. That's a Drake. that's a not.
Mean, would it be classical?
Who we talking about? What they want to hear? Shanti? No. I mean,
yeah, come give us somebody. Leave it in the comments, man. We out of here anyway. That's Jackie Luke, man.
What do you want? Now I'm curious.
I'm telling them to leave it in the comment because we out of here. I gotta go make me a little breakfast before we start this next show.
Okay.
All right. And it won't be mutton. Once again, make sure y'all tune in again at 8 a.m. for some more of the Remix Morning Show tomorrow morning. And
Tofu bites. What you about to have?
Don't get me started. Yeah, you keep anyway. We out of here, y'all. I hope I got this outro ready. Yeah, we got it. All right, we'll check y'all out. Have a great weekend and rock out with us when you can. Hit that like button. Peace. Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.